have the distinct honor of bringing you local businesses who are making a huge difference in our community. Greg, why don't you tell us, who do we have on the show this week?
Boy, we have Lynn Wykers and Mark Floro, and there may be a Floro tagged on the end of Lynn's name because they're married. And Lynn actually reached out to me, and I was super excited that we connected. And they own and operate Midwest Counseling Centers of Ohio. And this being a tough week in the mental illness space, as far as just things that the world is dealing with, their business is spot on and poised and ready to serve the community. And not just on the mental health side, their business story is a fascinating story. I had the opportunity to spend about an hour, a little over an hour with them in my office. They told me their story. And any entrepreneurs or business owners that are watching this, they're not just going to be able to glean all things that they do mental illness side with counseling. They're also going to be able to glean some nuggets on how they can operate their business, because these guys are world class. Welcome, Lynn and Mark.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. Thank you for letting us join your audience. What a wonderful thing.
Absolutely.
Well, let's jump into our first question. Lynn, let's start with you. I'm always curious, how does one decide to go from a solo practitioner to actually deciding, I'm going to put my flag in the ground and get some real estate, say yes, start seeing people in, do more of a practice than just something that what a lot of people are doing, which is doing, telehealth counseling from your home. How did you know that it was the right time? And if my research is right, in 2020, when you started this practice in person, started this practice in real estate and all this other, like, getting involved there, how did you know it was the right time to say yes to putting your flag in the ground?
That's a great question. I've been in the field for over 32 years and kind of spinning my wheels in community behavioral health. And it was during the pandemic, Mark and I were just having a conversation, and we decided at that point, I said, I feel like it's time to open up a private practice, and that's what I did. We decided at that point, and people thought we were crazy for opening up a private practice during the pandemic. Everyone kept saying to us, brick and mortar is not the way to go. You guys are going to struggle. And, I believe in face-to-face therapy. Yes, also we do telehealth at our practice, but I believe in that connection. And so that's what we did. And it started with one patient, and it's grown from there. So it's just, I wanted to have the ability to work with people and a platform where they could come and feel safe and get really good quality care. But yeah, I mean, it was one of those things where people were like, what are you doing? But, I look at it like this, like, sometimes the best business decisions are about taking risks. And so it was a risk.
It was, there's no doubt. And I learned a great deal about both of you all's backgrounds when we met first time. Mark, can you tell me how you married the two backgrounds that you guys have, yours in healthcare administration at a high level, and then your wife having this business? Can you tell me, so many times we see business owners that are married, can you tell me, what did that look like to you, leaving a just ultra successful executive job in the healthcare industry and coming into business with your wife? What did that look like?
Well, I've been doing this for a long time in healthcare. I started off as a CPA, and took the exam, worked with the public accounting firms, and I just absolutely hated it. And I needed something that I could work with people, and I'm kind of a people guy, and you know, I managed to find healthcare, and wow, I can help people and do accounting, and the accounting piece, worked out real well. But as I grew into it, I got into administration and became a CEO, and actually came up here and opened up um, Kindred, the Kindred Hospital over St. E's,
Sure.
and that lasted for a couple years. And I joined Kettering Health Network, and I was with them for 16 years. And in that process, I've opened up practices. I've worked with physician offices and developed physician offices, and programs like wound care and sleep centers, and outpatient physical therapy and outpatient oncology programs, and but I had a lot of resources when I was doing that, obviously with a large organization. So when it came to, oh, let's open up a private practice, it's like piece of cake. Well, I tell you what, I have a lot more respect for all the people that helped me through the years, because it's one of those things where, hey, do this for me. Okay, get those credentialed. Okay, I get the billing started over. Okay, but no, that's all on me. And which is not necessarily a problem, but it was just a little bit more complex than I had anticipated. And guess who joined me over here?
Oh, I love that.
Technical problem fixed. She is
Love it.
it's like a business owner has to be resourceful. Tony?
Lynn, one of the questions I wanted to talk to you is about resiliency. I know in the mental health field, resiliency is such a big topic, but I also think for business owners, resiliency is one of those muscles that we constantly have to flex. How did you realize that? How do you do that on a daily basis in your business? How do you do that as a business owner and as someone who's carrying the burdens of a lot of other people?
From a clinical perspective, resiliency for at least the clinician, it's all about taking care of yourself. If I don't take care of myself, I can't show up for my clients, emotionally and physically.
I take care of you.
Thank you. um, so it's really, one of those things. And yeah, I always say, like, managing growth is just as challenging, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And there's times where, we have to self-reflect and we have to look at processes, and we've looked sometimes at things and said, gosh, that didn't work. That, kind of fell on our face with that. But you pick yourself up, and I think what we've done is you have to stay true to your values and stay true to really what is our goal? What's our mission, right? And I think as long as we can keep that focus into play, it will fall into place. I think the challenge some business owners have is they think it's, business development is linear, right? What I've learned is it's not linear. It doesn't go perfectly A, B, C, D, E, F, right? So sometimes we have to, like, reassess, readjust. And I do that in my clinic with my clinician, or with my patients too.
She does that with me too.
Okay, this is not working. We need to refocus on what our goals are, and sometimes, that's okay. It ebbs and flows.
One of the things when we talked, Tony has been my business coach for quite some time. And I don't know how business owners, I don't know how people in general don't, how they make it without having a coach, without having someone that is certainly willing to speak truth into your life right there. So you have to see it a lot when people come to you. Is there any, on the front side when you're screening them, is there anything that indicates to you that, boy, I don't think that they need to be here. And really, there's really nobody that doesn't need a coach at some time. And Mark, speak to that first. Everybody needs a coach. Do you guys deal with people that come in kicking and screaming and thinking that they don't need it? And then Lynn, you can chime in.
Well, absolutely. I mean, picking up the phone and making that call is critical. That's the first step. That means that they're realizing that they have an issue potentially and need some advice. And so we take it from there. And we get all their information and we talk to them about, their what they expect. And from a front desk standpoint, it's very brief. But there's a realization there that they want some help. They've got the insurance. They've got the wherewithal to manage that. And then we get them in the system and get them in qualified and benefits checked. Then it's a handoff. Then the therapist grabs them and they do the evaluation. And there, I think, is the true potential. They find out, what the treatment plan should be.
Yeah, and then after, they do the handoff, and then it comes to the clinician, and essentially, I gain an understanding as to why the client's in there, and certainly that can change, right? So they may come in with anxiety, but then once we kind of peel away the onion, and that's part of my job is to help guide that process. You recognize that they might have some unresolved trauma. They might have some other things that are underlying that are kind of fueling all of this. And so my role is to really kind of walk with them through that. I always explain it to my clients, like a big part of my job is connection of dots, right? It's putting the pieces together, right? So they have a better understanding. I believe information is power. And when you can connect all the dots for them, and so they have a better understanding as to why they're thinking or behaving a certain way, to me, that kind of sets the stage for motivation of change, if that makes sense.
One of the things I love about the way that you guys seem to work together is that you do a good job of operating in your specific skill sets. And one of you is a little bit more client facing, the other one's a little bit more operational facing. And in a lot of businesses, those two different verticals inside the business can seem like they're at war at times. We got to get the billing done. We got to see more clients, or, vice versa. However it looks in your particular case.
Goes way over my head.
How do the two of you deal with conflicts that arise when values differ?
Oh, that's a good question. Lynn and I are always talking about work. Sometimes we just need to get away from work. Hey, get out of the house just to get away from work sometimes, because we're always seem to be talking about it. There's always a chat in the morning or at dinner. There's, work is our life. But we love what we do. That's the passion. Is we would not get into this if we didn't have the passion to help people and truly want to develop a program that's so comprehensive that there's a one-stop shop, that kind of thing. And Lynn is so good at compartmentalizing. She does it all day. I mean, she's the talker, not me. But
all evidence to the contrary.
That's right. That's right. But she has insight into things that maybe I'm not visualizing. I'm not seeing. She looks at her emails and sees trends and patterns that she brings to life that I'm not seeing, because I'm in the books. I'm looking at the numbers. I'm looking at the denials and the billing, and she comes to me with a different perspective, and I respect that, and it works. And then she smacks me on the back of the head.
Do it right.
Only kidding.
Lynn, I wanna number one, sing a praise of your business because I think it's so important for these two things right here that you told me that one of the most important pillars of what you guys do is when someone walks in, how welcome they feel, how worthy they feel, just because of the setup. It's not the vanilla, plain, institutional type thing when they walk in your shop. I did a virtual tour of your office and you undersold it to me. It is so impressive. You do that, number one, and I want you to speak to both of these. I want you to add on to Mark's one-stop shop and all of the different things that you do, the bandwidth of your business, and really what future plans hold for future bandwidth. You guys really make someone feel welcome, worthy, like they can get everything from you. How important was that when you guys established?
Oh, it was essential. I mean, um, I've worked in places that just are not inviting, comfortable, very institutional, and and then we wonder why there's such a high level of aggression with our clients or with the clients that in these places. Um, when we opened MCCO, that was one of the first things I looked at was the feel of the office. Every detail of this office has been methodically planned out, and we've done that for a reason. From the colors to the lighting to all of that, and some people may say, well, it's like, so what? It's just a space.
It's like your living room.
But I wanted to have the feel that people, all people, we see a wide socio demographic of folks, and so I wanted the feel of all people to come into a place where they felt accepted, safe, and cared for, because I know that's what I would want. We do things even down to breaking down barriers. We provide, we offer snacks. It's really hard to do therapy when you're hungry, hangry.
Amen.
I mean, honestly, so just, from the front desk reception and communication and the tonality that the front desk folks use and offering of the snacks, it immediately puts people at ease and breaks down
Breaks
breaks
down the
down those
barriers.
barriers,
Right.
right? Because I mean, it's scary. It's scary to come in to a place, meet people you've never met before, and then have to open up and share your life with them.
Well, they don't want to see me first.
They do not want to see you first. But you
Well,
like working the front
I
desk.
work the front desk.
the menu of services that you provide and that you plan to provide is incredible. And that was kind of part two of my question. Real quick, before Tony jumps in with the next question, just kind of list a menu of services. And then I was equally impressed with where you're going in the future with a menu of services.
Yeah, so we offer outpatient counseling. We see ages 3 and up. Um, so if you're
How
having
old is your oldest patient? 97.
98, yeah, yeah. So we see ages. Um, and then we started our medication program. So um, that helps align with therapy. Now that's optional. People that come for therapy don't have to be put on medication. Obviously, it's patient choice, and you can talk to your clinician about that. And also, if you come for medication, you don't have to be put on in therapy. Like that's, again. So, but we do offer that service for outside clients and our current clients to help give them the best treatment outcome.
Well, it's continuity. They don't have to go anywhere else.
Right.
We used to refer those clients out to somebody else, but now we can work it together.
We can work
and
it
they have that
internally.
collaboration with the therapist and the
Right.
the practitioner, the prescriber, and it works out real great.
Yeah.
So good. So many things in there that I think are important. There are a lot of business owners who are listening right now who also do some, their services are soft skills. So it's not necessarily like, did the job get done or did the product get sold, but it's much more relational than that. One of the things that you mentioned on your website, you kind of have three pillars: compassionate care, personalized growth, and lasting transformation. I love that. Here's one of the questions I have for both of you, and that is, how do you begin to create a scorecard on how you're doing to evaluate the practice as a whole in accomplishing those objectives?
Great question.
That's a good question.
That's a great. I mean, from a client perspective, I'll speak to that. All clients have treatment plans and treatment goals, and we're continuously evaluating those to make sure that there's some, progress being made. If there's not progress or they've hit a stumbling block or a barrier, we reassess what those goals are. It could be something, if, for example, that a patient continues to cancel their appointments, instead of looking at that from, oh my gosh, they just don't want to come, I call them and I say, hey, do we need to just kind of reevaluate this? Like, oh yeah, I'm having a really hard time getting childcare. Okay, let's figure this out together. Let's figure out like what would be a feasible plan, because they want to come, but they're having some interpersonal things going on that they're just having a hard time getting here.
You're talking about, analytics. You're talking about
Right.
You're talking about
That's
no-show
right.
rates,
Right.
and we track that with all of our therapists, and we try to engage those therapists that have a higher no-show rate and late cancellation rate. They're not engaging their clients, maybe, or maybe there's a process that we can help them, or Lynn. I'm not a therapist, but Lynn could help them with, and develop a better engaging program and treatment plan. But there's other things too that I look at. I look at days in AR. What's my outstanding accounts receivable? What's my cash flow? And because without a margin, there's no mission. And so we've got to be focused on the denials, and why do we have denials on our insurance report. So it's kind of like you work hard every day, and we take an intake to keep it clean, and we get the right information up front the first time, so when that first claim drops, it's good AR. We keep that clean. And we try to do that, and we learn, and we tighten the screw, and we develop that. So we ask the right. There's a lot of critical thinking skills for our front desk people, because there's a lot of information that comes, and you got to know if there's, litigation, or we have to know and understand that up front.
Well, I'm going to let Tony land this right here, but I just wanted to make a comment and pay you a compliment on how comprehensive your care is, because I heard something in there that I want business owners to grasp. Not only are you caring for your patients, but you're caring for your staff, the other therapists that are seeing patients. I just want to applaud that and tell you how important that is right there. Tony, bring us home, brother.
Yeah, one of the things that we love to do before we close out is ask you for your thoughts on who we should have on the podcast. And so, what are three businesses in the area that you're raving fans of who we should definitely go and talk to about the Ohio Small Business Spotlight? Can be from any field, anytime. We'll go one at a time. Mark, you're up first. Hit me with it.
Oh, well, you got me thinking though.
Well, we're not here for half-heartedness.
I know.
Let's go.
You want to have
They don't necessarily have to be partner business of yours. They can be
but I'm thinking of
favorite restaurants, gyms, nail salons, barber shops, anything that you printing services.
Oh, Maisel's groomer. We love them.
Oh, really?
Maisel's groomer.
Animal-
That's our dog.
Animal
Love
Castle.
it.
Animal
All right.
Castle. We
Animal
send
Okay,
Castle.
them out.
groomer number one. All right,
We
number
love
two.
them.
But you've got a friend in this type of business, but he's got a spin to it.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking
Oh. So I would definitely reach out to John Gorse. He has a program called Rachel and Friends, and it's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's for adults with special needs, and he has a whole day program, and it's very comprehensive, and it's changing lives.
It's caring.
which is-
It's
which is
total,
amazing.
true caring for people that have challenges. You know, once you're 18, you're out there into the world, and if you still can't function,
Yeah,
There's-
it's just
there's
a
John
pheno-
Gorse. He has a program
It's a
that
phenomenal program.
Love it. All right, one more. Do you have one more for us?
And if not, I'm going to ask you to email me these anyway. So somebody grab a sticky note and make sure that we make you got homework here. Email these to me along with contacts, because we want to reach out to them. We feel like, well, it's nothing Tony and I have done. We feel like business owners that we have had on this spotlight have made an impact on the community, not only with their services, but also with the way that they've helped other business owners and entrepreneurs overcome. So make sure to email me those. You can tag the third one on there.
Van the Deck Man. We need to talk to him about Van the Deck Man.
Oh, go for it.
Man, the
there you
deck man.
go.
I love it. I love it. Those are our
Yeah,
three
he-
great names. Make sure you shoot us an email with those
I
on,
will.
and we're so excited to get them on the podcast. As always, we're forever thankful for you for being so generous with your time today, for taking time out of your business to help other business owners learn and grow, because we really believe this is true. When small businesses get stronger, communities get stronger.
Absolutely.
So that's our podcast for today. Make sure you hit subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. And as always, the highest compliment you can give us, share this episode with a friend, maybe somebody who you know struggles with vision and integration and how it all comes together. And until next week, on behalf of Greg and myself, thank you guys for being
Tony
a
and
part
Greg,
of
thank
this
Thank
you.
show.
you guys
Thank you.
for having us.
Thank you very much.